ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। शिवं शान्तं जगन्नाथं लोकानुग्रहकारकं शिवमेकपदं नित्यं शिकाराय नमो नमः। Salutations to Shiva as Shiva. He is auspicious, peaceful, the ruler of the universe and the benefactor of the world. We meditate on Shiva constantly as he is our sole refuge. Continue the path of spiritual living and end all your misconceptions. How much you have studied is not the question. How much you have moved towards it is what matters here. I am on this sentence by Puja Swami Tapovan Maharaj. And now I am the free, immortal, and blissful spirit is realization. Hail to thee, O realization, that driveth away all dark desires and lighteth away up life. Sentence by Pujya Swami Chinmayananda. No experience can be true to anyone than the experience of the self. No experience can be truer to anyone than the experience of the self. By Swami Tapovan Maharaj. In any experience, there are three components, namely experiencer, experienced, and experiencing. We experience through our sense organs. There is a subject-object relationship. More importance is given to physical perception. It is considered as a proof. It has to be a tangible object. When we say experience of the self, strictly there is no subject-object relationship. Also, the three components of experience are not there. There is only one. When we say experience, it is subject experiencing subject as though. That means there is no object. To see an object we need pramanam, but to see oneself nothing is required. That is why even when it is pitch dark, we do not need an external light to say that I am there. To know or to experience myself, no other pramanam is required. It is very true because it is knowing myself, experiencing myself. It is as clear as amla in one's hand. Any sensation, thought, memory, or emotion is an object of awareness that the mind apprehends. The observer who is aware of experiences is not altered by what it notices. Knowledge arises not from the content of experience alone, but from understanding the distinction between the content and the container. Example, consider a dream. In dream, stories unfold. Upon waking, We no longer identify with the character. The sense I am is the first, most direct experience. It is not inferred from other data. Vedantic practice aims to shift identification from the content of experience to the awareness that is experienced within. Example, a lighthouse remains constant while waves rise and fall. Practice is learning to identify with the lighthouse than waves. A mirror reflects various images. The mirror does not become the images, it simply reflects them. By cultivating the discernment between the experiencer and the experience, one can rest in the truth of pure awareness. The self is like the sun, ever present, unobscured by the clouds of experience. Understanding that no experience is truer than the experience of the self invites a life of steadiness, compassion, and clarity. True unconditional knowledge resides in the unconscious witness consciousness that makes all experience possible. Nisargadatta Maharaj embodies the idea that the self's inner truth guides lived experience. His central insight was that the essential self is ever present and unchanging. This inner realization is the true I from which all experience arises. He lived a relatively ordinary life as a trader in Mumbai. He emphasized alignment of inner experience and outer presence. The enduring experience influence of his teachings comes from the intensity of his own realization and his insistence that true knowledge arises from first-hand experiential understanding rather than inherited beliefs. His dialogues and talks compiled in I Am That and other books reveal how inner truth translates into transformative guidance. Nisargadatta's most authoritative message is that the true self is not something to be learned but recognized directly through self inquiry and steady attention to awareness. This inner realization becomes the basis for how he taught others to live through clarity, presence, and non attachment to the personal ego. His emphasis on meditation, like self inquiry and the immediacy of realization, has parallels with other non dual traditions. This facilitated cross pollination in global spiritual communities while remaining rooted in Vedanta. Nisargadatta Maharaj popularized a direct non dual awareness approach to Advaita Vedanta, emphasizing self inquiry and realization over spiritual argument. Direct self recognition trumps reliance on external authorities. The only knowledge that matters is the knowledge of the self as pure awareness. Roadmap to Beatitude, an article by Paramapuja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda Ji. Strive you must. It is not enough to simply hear the declarations of the great rishis. Don't be satisfied. I have heard the Upanishads. I have heard Vivek Chudamani. I have heard the Gita also. The study of the Upanishads by itself is not sufficient. Thereafter, you have to do something for yourself, all alone by yourself. Shravana alone is not sufficient. After that, it is essential to do Manan. Loosen your identification with these BMI rocks. Throw them away using Viveka and Vairagya. Follow it up Dhyana and rediscover your identity with the higher. Without these two, you cannot even start the digging. If your desires are very powerful and your sense organs run pantingly after the sense objects, nothing can be done. So loosen your identification by study of the scriptures then. Do manana your own thinking about what the teacher has said and what the Upanishad declared. Thereafter practice dhyana. Directly strive to wake up into that state of consciousness and bring it into your own direct subjective personal experience. Then you can arrive at this great treasure chamber, rich and precious in terms of bliss and beatitude. तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन भवबन्धविमुक्तये स्वैरेव यत्नः कर्तव्यो रोगादाविव पंडितः पंडितैः. Therefore, an intelligent seeker should, as in the case of illness, so on, strive hard by all means at his disposal to be free from the bondage of births and deaths. Shankar emphasizes the point with the word tasmat. Therefore, merely listening to it or by merely reading and becoming a master of the Upanishadic words, you cannot reach anywhere. It will not help you to release yourself from the negative tendencies already in you. For this unfoldment, coming out of the weaknesses of the limited ego and awakening into the consciousness of the higher reality, you have to do something. Secret striving. Don't spare a moment. Strive with all your ability and effort. Sarva prayatnena. Don't think that there will be a beautiful red carpet VIP reception with great fanfare to take you to Paramatman. No, sweat, toil, and exhaust yourself. Nobody will see this effort because it is not physical. One should not think that Buddha sitting under the tree was doing nothing. These are the rare few who strive the most. Just as there appears to be no movement in the central axle of the wheel, in high revolution. In the same way, these mighty masters who are doing serious sadhana and trying to get absorbed in pure contemplation appear to be sitting down under the tree from morning till evening without doing anything. That doing nothing is the greatest doing. You should strive not to gain anything from the world outside, but to liberate yourself that from the enchantments of the world outside, from the snare of plurality, from the realm of change, bhava bandha vimuktaye. स्वैरेव यत्न कर्तव्य. This effort you must put in privately, secretly. Don't advertise. From tomorrow onwards, I am taking sannyas. Don't send an invitation card. Not even your bosom friend should know that you are constantly striving to awaken to the higher state of consciousness. When you get to that treasure chamber, don't invite everybody to show them around. Follow the prescription faithfully. Roga daviva panditaihi. When you are sick, you lie down quietly. Take the medicines properly. Follow the instructions of the doctor carefully. In letter and spirit, in the same way. Those who have the knowledge of the textbook, the knowledge gathered and clarified with the discourses and guidance of the teacher, such pandits who have got all the information, must strive on to reach out and experience directly this higher state of consciousness. It must be done daily. If the doctor prescribes 2 pills in the morning and 2 in the evening for the next 10 days, prescription has to be followed as instructed. Here, Panditaha does not mean a mere Pandit, but one who has the necessary knowledge gathered from the direct study of the textbooks, supported and supplemented by the discourses of the teacher. Such a person who has the correct knowledge of the way and the goal, as though treating himself for a serious illness, must seriously, sincerely, strictly, and very secretly follow the path with regularity. Roadmap to realization. In the next 2 verses, Shankara lays out the roadmap to realizing the truth. Mokshasya मोक्षया हेतु प्रथमो निगद्यते. मोक्षस्य हेतु प्रथमो निगद्यते. वैराग्यमत्यन्तं मनित्यवस्तुषु ततः शमश्चापि दमश्चितिक्षा न्यासः प्रसक्ताखिल कर्मणां वृषम्. For liberation, first come extreme detachment from finite objects of sensual satisfaction. Then follow calmness, self-control, forbearance, and complete renunciation of all selfish actions. What are the means? The conducive circumstances and the healthy conditioning by which the mind must work to drop its confusions in order to liberate one's personality fully, entirely from the confusions of plurality and awake into the true wisdom. Hari Om Tat Sat Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha Hari Om.